Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chandrika and this is Rika Life. Alright, so today I have another WIP and yarn chat for you. So feel free to grab a work in progress, feel free to grab a beverage of your choice, and let's get settled in. We're gonna just talk and chat and have some yarny fun while we work on our projects together. So I know I've been sharing with you my finished projects, but of course I have so many WIPs going on as well. One of them being the burnout blanket project that I'm working on. And now the one I want to share with you today is actually one with Red Heart Unforgettable yarn. And this is the colorway Red Sea. It is gorgeous. I bought this yarn, I want to say, it's been a while. I want to say I bought it in 2022 when it was on sale at Hirschner's. So I think I got it for less than $3.50 per ball. And so I bought, actually I bought this yarn a couple of times. One time Hirschner's had it for definitely less than $3.50 and I bought like 15 or 20 balls. This time Hirschner's had it on sale again. This is like 2 years ago, of course. And so I bought 9 of this color and 9 of the color Heirloom. And I've had it in my yarn closet just staring at me every time that I open my closet. And finally I was like, okay, let's use this yarn. So I am making a granny cocoon shrug with the granny stitch. So this is what I have so far. I'm just making one giant granny square. And once it reaches up to here on my forearm, that on both sides, that is when I will then shape it. So I'm following someone's tutorial. For now, it's just making a granny square. But once I get to that size, then I will be following their directions on how to kind of make a space for the sleeves and how to, join or attach whatever needs to be done. So, I'll tell you about Red Heart Unforgettable. It's still on the market. It is 270 yards or 246 meters, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams. And it is 100% acrylic, machine wash and dry. Medium 4 weight recommends a J6 millimeter hook. And that's the color Red Sea again. So that is what I'm using. I'm using a J6 millimeter hook by Susan Bates. So that is what I'm using. And yeah, I'm just going to be working on my granny square and getting it bigger and bigger. So I had purchased 9 balls of each color. And I looked at the pattern and I think I will be using about 6 to 7 balls of this yarn. So I took out that many balls and I think I took out all of them for this color and I have them in a WIP bag here. So I'm going to be working on this in between other projects. So this is just a nice, what I used to call like a car project, or just, something that you could have in the car or when you're waiting for something. I generally wouldn't take my projects to like a doctor's office just because I think there's like germs and stuff there. But I guess if I was waiting somewhere else, like if I was getting my tires checked or something to do with the car, then I might take it with me. So I am kind of keeping this as an in-between project, and I'm going to be working on this, and it's just really fun. It's just making the grinding cluster stitches, and in the corners I'm doing 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. Sorry, what am I saying? In the corners I'm doing 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets. I'm trying to keep it more tight. I don't want to have as many holes or gaps, so that's the reason that I'm not doing a chain 2. And then also in between my clusters, I'm not doing a chain 1 space. So it is going to be, I can show it to you again. Hold on, I'll just show it to you. It's not very holy. It's more dense, I feel. So it's turning out so beautiful. This color is so nice. This yarn, Red Heart Unforgettable, is comparable to what Michaels has now, Loops and Threads Facets yarn is the same as this, and then Line Brands Landscapes yarn is the same as this. So all these three yarns are like, it's this roving style yarn where the yarn kind of goes between thin and thick, and they're pretty much all the same. They're all just have different colorways, but with the feel of it, they feel almost identical to me. So I'm not sure why each brand needs to have their own. This is Red Heart, of course, but I'm not sure why each brand needs to have their own version of this, but I guess that's just more colorways for us, so nothing to complain about there. When I had purchased these initially, the one I was telling you that I bought like 15-20 balls of it, I bought so many balls. I bought like 2 of each color. I bought like 5 or 10 colorways, and I ended up making mostly scarves out of those, I think. I made a ton of scarves, I made hats, and I think I gifted a bunch of them. I donated a bunch of them, and that was so much fun. I just like fell in love with this yarn. So now I'm very excited to use up these balls of yarn as well, because they will count towards my summer challenge of the 50 balls. I know I keep talking about it, but it's just like, it's so exciting to me to actually count how many balls I'm using as I'm using them, than to wait like for an entire year and then do it. It's just very motivating for me. So yeah. Um, and then of course I'm trying to use up the balls of yarn that are behind me in the bin before I go diving into my stash, into my new part of my stash that's in my yarn closet. I probably need to take pictures of my yarn closet and share it here. Maybe I'll even make a video standing there and insert it, because I don't think I've properly shown it to you yet, but it looks very different than before because there's so much more new yarn in there. And I plan to take out my finished projects and put them in these bins here. That's initially what these bins were meant to hold: projects and hold yarn, but now only one bin hold projects and 3 bins hold yarn. So you can see how much yarn I've been buying over the past few years. But I've been crocheting a lot. I mean, I crochet every day. I crochet for like, some days I get in over an hour or 2 of crochet. Some days it's, 15 minutes, but I pretty much try to crochet every day. And I feel like if a day goes by where I haven't done it, then the next day I'm just like very restless, and I need to sit down with my hooks and my yarn and create something. So that's why I really love having a project like this where I can just pick it up and mindlessly work on it. I don't need to think about anything. I don't need to really count anything, but I know I'm making something beautiful. So far I'm thinking that this cocoon shrug will be for me, unless someone else shows some great interest in it. That's pretty much what happens. I make things, I share it, and then sometimes somebody will be like, oh my gosh, can I have that piece? And of course, when it's like my siblings, I just, generally just give it to them. But if it's someone else and they're willing to pay for it, then, put a price on it and send it off on its way. And often people ask me when I start a project, who are you making this for? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just making it. I'm not always making something with the end person in mind. Only if it's like a custom project, then of course, then I know who I'm making it for. But otherwise, I'm just having fun with my yarn and my hook, and it's just like a great old time. I'm just having so much fun. And I'm trying to see if I can find any nice shows to watch while I'm crocheting, but I feel like that's almost too stimulating for me. The only things I really like to listen to are either I'll put on music, or I'll literally be on YouTube watching other crocheters talking about their projects, and even sitting and working on their projects. Like videos like what I'm making right now are things that I like to watch, and that's why I made this one, because I realized that this is such a precious time that we get to spend with each other, and we get to sit and work on our projects and just have this space. We get to create this space. It's not always possible to meet in person. And we're all over the place. We're all over the world. We're all over the country. But because of YouTube and because of this channel, I get to spend time with all of you and interact with all of you and read your wonderful comments, read your emails. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. All of my links for everywhere you can find me, all my tutorials, everything is in the description box of below every video. And if you go over to my channel page, you'll see the community tab, and I post on there so regularly. I try to post something almost every day. I feel like it's a really nice way to stay connected to all of you, and I just love sharing this part of my world, and I'm always constantly inspired. So it's just nice to have this space to share all of this. That's honestly why I started this channel, was because I felt so inspired. I felt so moved. I felt so safe and accepted and loved by all the things I was watching, and I wanted to create that space for someone else too. So that's why I started my channel, was to just share my love of this craft, to spend time with all of you, and to be able to, share what I'm making, because how much do our own families want to hear about all these things? I don't know. It's like crochet is everywhere. Yarn is all over my house. They get sick of it at some point, but I don't get sick of it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you get sick of it. I don't get sick of it. And sometimes I sit and think to myself, I'm like, are you thinking about crochet and yarn too much? Like, what's going on, girl? And then I'll be like, nope, I love doing that. I love it. I just love it so much. And then I'm like, well, everything's good. I got my yarn. I'm going to keep crocheting. And it's so funny. Sometimes over the weekend, so I'll be like, one day I'm going to crochet, and the next day I'm not going to crochet. And sometimes it works. And I really like kind of splitting it up so that I can spend that dedicated time with my family, and then I can spend some dedicated time with my crochet, because on the weekends I have help. My hubby's here, and another set of hands, another set of eyes to take care of the kids. So we are well into summer holidays, and all the summer fun is happening. And as a mom, we all know how that feels. It can get very overwhelming at times. So that's why I still need my crocheting. And I'm not sure, I think my kids are still small, and they may not understand why I crochet. They may not understand why I do it all the time. They may not understand my passion behind it, but hopefully in the future they'll know that it was something that really helped mom. So I'm working on my WIP, but I know that I had posted a Q&A, and I did receive some responses, but I wanted to be able to give you another chance to ask your questions. So in the comment section below under this video, I'd like to invite you to ask me any questions that you might have about my channel, about what I'm making, about my journey, whatever it is within reason, yarn and crochet related, that you'd like to know. Just sound off in the comments. Let me know what your questions are, and then in an upcoming video I will sit and answer all of those questions. It's been really fun. This journey has just been so much fun, and I think it's time to share a little bit and to hear from all of you. What would you like to know? So whether that's favorite yarns or other things, just any questions that you might have, just let me know in the comments below this video, and I will try and gather them all, and then I will do a video soon where I'm sharing the answers to all of your questions. So yeah. What else? So yeah, it is summertime, and I am working on something that is generally lightweight, and I'm not sure how long this project is going to take me. I'm not sure if I should be working on this like all summer, or if I should just buckle down and try and finish it quickly. I'm not really sure because it's a very like relaxing project, and I feel like I could take this with me on vacation. I could continue working on this, I think, through August. So maybe this is something of a long-term WIP. Now, generally my WIPs become long-term when they're more complicated and they will take time, and that's why they kind of get put on the back burner. This one will not take that much time because it's so fast, it's just a granny square. But I feel like um, I don't know if I want this to like hang around for a while, and I could keep, doing the same WIP when I'm talking to you every week, and you can kind of see the progress on it. Or, I could be working on other things. So I'm not really sure yet if I'm going to keep this as a long-term WIP or I'll just work on it quickly and get it done. But one idea is to, just finish it. One idea is to like keep it and have this kind of like fun and easy project to work on and come back to and get to use this beautiful yarn. So let's see what happens with that. Whoops. I'm going so fast. I think this hook is slipping because this yarn is so like not so slippery, but I think the hook is more slippery because I haven't used it that much. So it still has its like slippery coating on it, I feel. So these are my favorite hooks. So I'm using Susan Bates hooks with the ergonomic handle. I'll show that to you. That is what it looks like, and this is a J6mm hook. You can see the tip there is very different than the boy hook, and these are my favorite. So these are the only hooks that I use. I literally have one set of boy hooks, I think, or boy type hooks from when I first started crocheting, which are just like in another bag somewhere, and everything else is these Susan Bates hooks. I went to Joann's when they had a 50% off one item coupon, and I bought a set of these hooks. I think originally it was priced at something like $16.99, and I got it for like, I guess $7 or $8.99. And yeah, so I've been like, what I do, so the reason why I don't have so many hooks, but the reason why I have multiples is because I like to leave my hook with my project. So I don't like to keep going and looking at my list of what hook did I use for that project. I like to just open that project bag, find my hook, and just go at it. So I feel like that's helpful for me, and then I don't have to like waste that time looking it up. And also it just eliminates that one step, and I can just pick up the hook. So I am using mainly, so I use GHIJK, and then for any bulky weight 5s or 6s, I use an L or M hook, and those are 8mm and 9mm, I think, or 8 and 8.5. Those ones, the L hooks, are not the ergonomic ones. They're just regular, like the steel ones by Susan Bates. But these ones, GHIJK, are all like this one that I just showed you with this ergonomic handle. So these are my favorite hooks, and I do see other hooks when I go to the store. I do see other people talking about other ones in the groups on social media, but I don't feel the need to try anything else. I feel like this is so comfortable and I just love it so much. So, why ruin a good thing? Why rock the boat? I'm enjoying it, so why not just continue? So I mean, I'd love to know if you have any hook that you love that is like a Susan Bates, because I like the way this is, not just the hold of it, but I like the way the actual hook is designed, the head of it, and how it's, inline versus tapered, all of that. That's why I like using these hooks, because they grab onto my yarn and it makes it very easy. I almost find it like painful to watch tutorials where people are using other hooks and I can see that their yarn is like slipping, and I'm always like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, how did you use that yarn with that hook? Or like, not in a bad way, but just in like, how did you manage that? That doesn't look comfortable. This could be much easier. Why don't you try Susan Bates hook? Like, those are the things going through my head while I'm watching tutorials. I'm always like, oh, like my hook could pull that yarn way better. And it's so funny. I'm always like noticing these things. So before I found like my favorite channels, when I would watch crocheting things on YouTube, I would honestly sometimes just put on a tutorial and just like let a tutorial play, and that would be like a fun thing for me to have on. Now I have like my favorite YouTubers, and when their videos come out, I just like will I only watch them while I'm crocheting. So that is my, I guess you could say that is like linked to my crocheting, and I like to watch it while I'm doing it as well. So I won't just randomly put on a video and, you know, be doing some chores or anything around the house. Like I want to be crocheting most of the time, almost 99% of the time. The odd time I'll have it on like in the car if I'm waiting in the car somewhere, then I'll watch a couple of minutes. But generally, that's like a treat for me. And so when my favorite YouTubers have videos out, I wait, I save them, and then I'll watch them when I have time that day, the next couple days, and then I'll go back and take them off my list. And I just really enjoy that time, you know. I feel like I'm with them. I feel like I'm a part of something instead of just sitting and doing it. You know, it doesn't feel like solitary to me. That's what I want to say. Like it feels like a very inclusive activity. It feels like I'm a part of something bigger than me. I think that's why I really love crocheting, is that this doesn't just stop at me. You know, I'm not sitting here doing something just for myself. I'm doing something and sharing it. I am sharing what the finished project is. I'm sharing the process. I am, you know, the yarn has come from somewhere. It's just such a creative act, and you get to infuse so much creativity into it. I feel like it's such a wonderful thing to do. And one of my all-time favorite quotes is by, I think her name is Elsie DeWolf, and it says that I will make everything around me beautiful, and that will be my life. And that is my favorite quote, and that is what I aspire to do, is to just make things around me beautiful. And crocheting is, you know, a huge part of that now. For the last 10 years now, you know, in November, I will be in November, I will have been crocheting for 10 years, and that is just amazing to me. Um, I feel like if I had learned it before when I was younger, oh, I could have made thousands of things by now. But when I was younger and I lived in Canada, I would sit and watch it snow. I would play outside. I would do other things. I wouldn't say I would read a lot. That's what I loved doing. I wouldn't say that I was very artsy back then. I don't think I was. But I loved to read and write. Of course, spending time with my family. But then something about, you know, when I became a bit older, when I got married, when I moved to US, I was really into art at that time. And the reason why my channel is named Rika Life and not something to do with crocheting is because I do many different art forms, and I have over the years. So I've done so many things, from fruit carving to paper cutting to quilling, embroidery, cross stitch, um, painting, drawing. Like there was one point, I think back in like 2014 or 2015, I used to draw all the time. I have like 5 notebooks full of drawings. Like it's just crazy to me. Then I've written so many things. I wrote all these children's stories when I was pregnant with my son in 2020. I wrote all these children's stories. Like there's just been so much creativity in my life since I'd say about 2010 or 2011, and it hasn't stopped. And now most of it gets directed at my crocheting, but you know, there's all those other art forms that I've done, and I still have the supplies and things for it. It's all like right beside me. I have these 2 drawer sets, and everything's right here. I actually made a painting the other day, and it's funny. I just pull out colors, I'll paint something, and then I'll always write a message on there. So there'll always be like a quote or a saying on there, and that's just what I love. So I'm all about quotes and sayings and things like that, positive things, positivity. That's what I'm all about. So I love to share all that, and I don't know if that would interest you, but I could definitely start sharing some of those things on my channel, because we all need the positivity, we all need to be uplifted, we all need to be reminded how grateful we are and how beautiful life can be. There's, of course, life happens, right? Things happen every day, but there's still so much to be grateful for. And I think oftentimes we overlook that. We get our heads so stuck in the mud, we can't stand back and see the bigger picture. And so that's why I really like having these yarn chats with all of you, because I feel like I get to verbalize some of my feelings about my yarn, about my crochet, and just about life as well. So I always thought that I would at some point become a life coach. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, or you'll just get my coaching through my channel, but that's always something I was thinking about, not growing up, but in the last decade or so, I've thought about that many times. But I really enjoyed this avenue that I've taken. I enjoyed this endeavor and this adventure. It's just been really fun. So I am making good progress on my granny cocoon shrug. I'm going to show it to you right now. It's like on my favorite color. This is my new favorite color. Okay, so my favorite color was yellow, which is what I'm wearing. And now my second, or my other favorite color, is like this peach color. So I'm just using it up, and then I'm going to show it to you so you can kind of see it. Now it's kind of looking pink. I think it was just peach a second ago. Now it's looking more pink. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, this is getting into pink. So let me just stop it here so I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. So, oh, well, we had like a little bit of peach there. Now it's looking like it's pink. But I'm really into like peach now. Like, I had shared a yarn I bought on clearance from Joann's, Red Heart with Love. I think the color was Blushing Peach. Oh, I love that color. I'm just like itching to use it. I would love to use that color next. Of course, I'm going to finish some of this yarn down here before I do that, but I'm so excited about that yarn. Okay, this is what my square is looking like now. I got a little bit of progress. I think I did maybe 2 or 3 rows. And you can kind of keep just measuring it until it gets to my forearms here on both sides. So that's how big we have it. I'm just wondering, like, this could totally be a top. I've seen people do like granny tops, and it's like the center is this, and then like they make sleeves, they make the bottom, they make the back. Oh, I need to be more adventurous and do that. I would love to do that. Oh, this is so pretty. Look how pretty this is. It's so pretty. Look at the colors. Okay, I'm gonna stop today's video here. I've made a little bit of progress, and I hope you made a little bit of progress on your project as well. I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.